In this class, we are going to discuss about question number 22, exercise 14.1, probability. Observe this question. Two dice, one blue and one grey, are thrown at the same time. Complete the following table. Clear? Once we throw two dice, then total possible outcomes will be what? 36. We know well one die having 6 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So total possible outcomes will be what? 36. 2 dice, so 6 square will be what? 36. Now first question is there, complete the following table. How we will complete this table? Event we are having sum of 2 dice. What? Sum of 2 dice 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 dice. Sum of 2 dice. We are having these outcomes. Now first sum of 2 dice is 2. When sum of 2 dice. Sum of 2 dice 2. Only we are getting 1, 1. Both dice having 1 and 1, then we can say sum of both will be what? 2. So only one, this situation, this outcome, sum will be what? 2. So out of 36, only one outcome having sum 2. So probability, we know well, probability of event will be what? Number of favorable outcomes divided of total possible outcomes. So for first one, already given probability. So for this situation, number of favorable outcomes will be what? 1. In these 36 outcomes, only 1, 1, sum will be what? 2. So number of favorable outcomes will be what? 1. Divided of total possible outcomes, we are having 36. Clear? Similarly, we will fill what or complete this table. Now sum 3. Sum 3, it means outcomes will be what? 1, 2. Another one is 2, 1. 1, 2 and 2, 1. Only these two outcomes having sum 3. So probability will be what? 2 upon 36. Number of favorable outcomes will be what? 1, 2 and 2, 1. So probability will be what? 2 upon 36. Now next one, sum of 2 dice 4. Outcomes will be what? 1, 3. One outcome is this one. Another one is 3, 1. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 sum we want. 2, 2. So 1, 3. 3, 1. 2, 2. These three outcomes, sum will be what? 4. So we can say number of favorable outcomes will be what? 3 divided of 36. Clear? Now sum 5. Next we require sum of 2 dice 5. So outcomes will be 1, 4, 1. Another one will be what? 4, 1. Sum will be what? 5. Clear? Now 2, 3 and 3, 2. 1, 4, 4, 1. 2, 3, 3, 2. These four outcomes sum what? 5. So number of favorable outcomes for sum 5 will be what? 4 divided of 36. Now next one, sum of 2 dice 6. 1, 5, 5, 1. Clear? Now next one, 2, 4, 4, 2. 6 we want 1 comma 5, 5 comma 1, 2 comma 4, 4 comma 2, and 6 required, so 3 comma 3. These outcomes 1 comma 5, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 2, and 5 comma 1. These 5 outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 outcomes having sum 6. So number of favorable outcomes will be what? 5 divided of 36. Now next one, we require sum 7. So 1 comma 6, 2 comma 5, 3 comma 4, 4 comma 3, 5 comma 2, and 6 comma 1. These outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 outcomes having sum 7. So number of favorable outcomes will be what? 6 divided of 36. Now next one, sum 8. When we are getting sum 8, 2 comma 6, 3 comma 5, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 3, 6 comma 2. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of favorable outcomes we are having 5 upon 36. Clear? Now next, sum 9. Sum 9 outcomes will be what? 3 comma 6, 4 comma 5. These outcomes, observe, these outcomes having sum 9. 3 comma 6, 9, 4 comma 5, 9, 5 comma 4, 9, 6 comma 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 favorable outcomes. Number of favorable outcomes getting sum 9 equal to what? 4 divided of 36. Now what? Next one, sum of 2 dice 10. Then 4 comma 6, 5 comma 5, 6 comma 4. These three, this and this one. These three having sum what? 10. So 3 upon 36. Next one, 11. 5 comma 6 and 6 comma 5. These two outcomes having sum 11. So 2 upon 36. Last one, 12. Only 1. Only 6 comma 6 having sum 12. So number of favorable outcomes will be what? 1. 1 upon 36. Clear? So in this way we complete we filled all the blanks. Observe again what we are doing in this question. In this question we are having sum of 2 dice. 2 dice throw, then we are getting what? 36 outcomes. Now sum we are having, we require probability. Now some examples we are having sum of 2 dice 2, in which only this one 1 comma 1, this outcomes having sum 2. So probability will be what? 1 upon 36. Similarly 12, sum of 2 dice 12, only one time. 6 comma 6 outcome we are getting, both dice having 6 face and 6 face. Then 6 plus 6, 12, only one time. So number of favorable outcomes will be what? 1. 1 upon 36. And one example is also there, 8. When we are getting 8, 2 comma 6, 2 comma 6, 3 comma 5, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 3, and 6 comma 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. 5 outcomes we are having what? Sum 8. So number of favorable outcomes will be what? 5 divided of total possible outcomes will be what? 36. In this way we completed all the blanks. Now second question, a student argues that these are 11 possible outcomes: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These 11 possible outcomes we are having, therefore each of them has a probability 1 upon 11. 11 outcomes we are having, each having probability 1 upon 11. Do you agree with this argument? Justify your answer. What about the second one? Second one solution will be what? We are having 11 possible outcomes and each of them has a probability 1 upon 11. These outcomes are not what? Equally likely. These events are not equally likely, so we can say what? These are, therefore each of them has a probability 1 upon 11. No, each of them has a probability 1 upon 11. This is wrong. No, because these events are not equally likely. These events are not equally likely. These events are not equally likely. Observe, a student argues that these are 11 possible outcomes. 11 possible outcomes we are having, each of them has a probability 1 upon 11. No, each of them having 1 upon 11 probability. This is not correct. This is possible once these outcomes are equally likely. Equally likely means 50-50% chance. Like once we toss a coin, we are getting either head or tail. So head or tail, these are what? Equally likely events. So this situation is not there. So we cannot say, we will say what? Each of them has a probability 1 upon 11. This is the wrong. Why? Because these events are not equally likely. Clear? Observe again what we are doing in this question. In this question, saying 2 dice, one blue and one gray, are thrown at same time. Once we throw 2 dice, then we are getting what? 36 outcomes. Clear? These are what? 36 outcomes we are getting once we throw what? 2 dice. Now we want to complete this table. And how we will complete this table? Sum of 2 dice we are having, probability we require. So like one example, we are having sum 2, only one outcome, having sum of outcomes. So what? Sum of 2 dice 2. When we are getting only one outcome, 1, 1, then we are getting sum 2. So number of favorable outcome will be what? 1 upon total possible outcome 36. Clear? Like this process we are following and solving. Now in the second one, we are having 11 possible outcomes and each having probability 1 upon 11. This is not correct because these are not equally likely event. These events are not equally likely. So we can say this is not correct argument. Clear? I hope you understand this question. That's all about this question. Thank you so much.